Hello and welcome to the Hit the Post podcast. This is not no longer an episode right now, but we will be having a lot more segments in general to discuss more relevant and more accurate matter. So please bear with us while we make some company changes. And as you might be able to see, we do not have Harsh Chetan with us. So the reason because what's happened basically is that Harsh Chetan is on a flight, so he is ditching us, and he said that this is not his main revenue stream, so he can't really do much about it. So we leave it up to y'all, and we would just like to say that we are not sponsored.
Yeah,
We are still not sponsored.
we need a sponsor. Please sponsor us, guys. Come on. Even Harsh has betrayed us now.
Yeah. So we're staying up late tonight because we don't have much time, anyways.
I mean,
And today, as you
technically,
can tell,
technically, I am staying up late, but yeah, sure.
okay, we leave it up to the public to see who's staying up late because I'm up at 1 o'clock and he's up at 6 o'clock, so he's technically in the morning. But anyway, let's get on to the main stuff of the topic because, as you can tell by the tagline, I want to ask Harsh Chopra a very important question. So, is Alex Telles and Edison Cavani panic buys?
Wait, technically, I think every player that we bought this transfer window is a panic buy, probably other than Van de Beek. And it is so weird because all these transfers, Cavani, Alex Telles, and two other youngsters who I don't know the names of, but these players, their deals should have been done way before the last hour of the transfer window. Cavani was apparently free for 6 months, and we needed a striker. Yet we went for him at the absolute end. And let's not even talk about his contract. It just stinks of Alexis Sanchez again. So I can't even. Also, he's wearing the number 7 jersey now. So,
That's right. I was just about to say that.
so yeah. So that is one thing. Other thing is that we did not sign a centre back, and and I know everyone has been saying that oh Alex Sancho didn't sign, or we didn't sign another recognized right winger. But our main issue was a centre back, and let's not even start talking about Saturday or Sunday it was where we
So let's just mention the fact that we are both not going to talk about the game
yeah.
because we both do not like what happened. So, but you actually did mention some interesting points there. I guess everyone wants to know will Sancho and so what happened to the whole incident? It went from Sancho and Dembele, and then you
Hmm,
got Cavani. So, do
yeah.
you want to explain that?
But technically we did get two wingers who's never been heard of. Also, that one winger is not even arriving like this transfer window is arriving next. But yeah, Sancho, it started off so positively. I think, uh, according to a lot of sources, that his personal deal was already done by July, and all that was left was agreeing a deal with Borussia Dortmund. And what United went for was obviously Borussia Dortmund were very hard on the stance that 120 million or nothing, and it was very clear. It wasn't even something that was cryptic or Borussia Dortmund had not given the indication. It was there that they had said that you pay us 120 million, you can take Sancho whenever you want. And United tried to hold out for like 100 million deal, which well obviously didn't work out. Then the news came to Dembele, and it's so weird because Dembele, in terms of quality, is a very good player, but you can't show that quality if you're like out for like 60 games out of 65 in a season.
Exactly.
So
That's his trait. So you can't really count on
yeah.
Dembele.
So I mean, that's the thing. Like you can say that, oh, if he stays fit, then he can perform, but he needs to stay fit first, which is a big issue for him for the couple of seasons. So yeah,
That's
from
true.
Sancho to Dembele, and we ended up giving the number 7 jersey to Cavani. I think this has been a very very bad transfer window for us.
So would you say that United have lost this transfer window?
Oh well, definitely. I think the players that they've gotten, I can understand Alexis Telles is a very good player, but the thing is that left back wasn't our biggest issue. Our biggest issue was the centre back, and I mean, I've heard people say that they might change their formation, where they might play three at the back. So Shaw will play as the left centre back to give some support to Maguire, so that people don't run behind Maguire. Because
I
I think from a lot of matches
got
we've
that.
seen that Like I'm
Dude,
pretty sure Peter Crouch
Maguire
can
cannot
outrun Maguire.
Maguire cannot be counted on. You have spent 80 million on a complete flop. And
Yeah,
let's be honest, ever since Maguire joined United, Leicester have been outperforming United. There
yeah.
might be a little bit of a coincidence over there, but like the
No, I
bottom
think
line is that you spend 80 million
here's the
on
thing.
a flop.
He did play very well at Leicester. I wouldn't say that. I think he's down. I think his performance has gone down at United instead of him being
Exactly.
decent at Leicester and might doesn't look that decent at United. I think his performance has gone down.
Hmm.
But
So
it's hmm,
how does Alex Telles fit into Luke Shaw coming into left back? Do you think that'll be more attacking? Do you think
more
he'll be able
attacking.
to be? So one thing I read about Alex Telles, I have
Hmm.
not done any research on any United players, but this one was right in my face, so I had to see it. Um, he is a free kick expert and a penalty
And a
expert.
penalty expert. There you go. This is why we bought him. Now you know why we
Yeah,
buy
because you
players.
need we get it that United have a lot of penalties, and
Yeah.
Fernandez
Excuse
is
me. Okay.
is already on it. So where does he fit in on that sense?
He is a very attacking left back, and I think it makes sense if they do actually play Luke Shaw as a left centre back in a three formation, and he plays as a left wing back. Alexis Telles makes sense, but then that means that even Van Bissaka has to play as a right wing back, which does not make sense. He cannot attack for nuts. So that
Juan Bissaka's out of the question, but
yeah, exactly.
he's a top right back. Don't at me.
Hmm.
He's a top right back, but he's not a top right wing back.
Hmm.
So just to clarify that. And now what happens? So what I wanted to know more in more detail was that why are United signing retired or at least almost retired players? First you go for Igalo, and
Hmm.
now you're going for Cavani. It's like y'all are completely toothless.
Panic buys. That's all it is. I mean, we've heard that Cavani has been rejected by Atletico Madrid and Benfica earlier because of his
Quite a few times.
transfer fees and agent fees. And I don't know how they did not realize that Gallo was playing so bad. And to be fair to him, he was playing very well before the lockdown. After the lockdown, if you see his stats, they're all rubbish. I don't think he's got a single
But
goal
Iga, but
after.
you're talking about I mean, these are B grade, like current level. They are all B grade kind of players. They would play at mid tier teams to like to try and outperform. Like for example, Ighalo, he played at Watford,
Hmm,
and then he got shipped to China. So
yeah.
how did that turn into United? Because the same thing is happening with Cavani. You know, these are all panic buys. I get
I
that,
mean,
but
I
even
would.
in a panic buy, it does not
Hmm,
make sense.
I would say that Cavani compared to Igalo has like is probably a better player. Probably no, he is a better player. But yeah, it does not change the fact that it is a panic buy. And I mean, I don't know what's their thought process. I don't know how they work in United right now, but it's been for a few years now. It's not the first time that Ole is getting such
Yeah.
treatment. It's been with Marino, it's been with Van Gaal. Look at Marino now, the way Tottenham are playing. They aren't playing that beautiful football of how Guardiola plays, but they're playing with heart and they're playing with with cohesion and understanding. It's like yeah, they're not the
And they
bad
beat
boys
you all.
anymore. Yeah, I mean,
And they beat you all 6-1.
yeah. Like, you want me to get started?
I don't want to get started. No, I don't want to get started. No. But tell me, how does that kind of a timeline change with Cavani and Alex Telles? I get the panic buys, and I
Yeah.
completely understand that they will have a very small impact on United. They will have an impact, but a very small
Hmm.
impact. But my only question is, where does Martial play, and how does Cavani affect the attack? Because your attack is already pretty solid with
Hmm.
Martial playing centre forward. But how does this change your dynamics,
First of
or is
all,
he
in
just a
terms of
substitute?
yeah, first of all, in terms of Alexis Telles, I think he will be an important purchase for United. Like he'll probably be a bigger impact compared to Cavani. He has a few years left in his prime, and if he plays well, if he adapts well to the Premier League, then he will be a very good signing. But in terms of Cavani, now we can see it in two perspectives. One is that it gives Martial competition. I think Martial right now is in a stage where he thinks that he cannot be dropped. Like Ole
Yeah.
cannot drop him. If he drops him, then the level of attack just goes from here to here. So now he knows that there is a guy who's a proven striker. Obviously not in his prime, but he's a proven striker who on his day can cause a lot of problems for defenses in the Premier League. So
I
from
mean,
one, hmm,
yeah. My only thing is that like y'all are bought. Abramovich as well. You have bought Galo. You all have bought Cavani now.
Hmm.
Like this trend is not seeming like a title winning trend. And I get that Martial is undroppable right now. He feels like he's undroppable. But this trend is not fixing United at the moment.
Here's the thing though, they did sign Lukaku for a lot of money, hoping that he will be that guy where they don't have to like get panic buys or get players at a minute's notice. And I mean, I still think that if he had stayed at United, he would have done better. But obviously, well, he didn't fit into Ole's plans or what that was there. But yeah, it's true. Like they need to start thinking at a point where they need to see that we can't just keep buying players who take up money and sit on the bench and then score like a couple of times and we all get excited. You know, in terms of Igalo, everyone got excited in United when he was playing well, not because he was going to be a main striker, because you know if Martial does not play well or Rashford does not play well, then he can come in and do the job, like do the
Yeah.
job.
But he would not be able to deputize that position essentially.
Hmm. Right. So he can't play in that position as the main striker. Cavani, on the other hand, he can do that. I don't know for how long will he be able to do that, or will he be even motivated to perform. So it's all about ifs and buts. Like if he does well, then we are going to say that genius move. But I think looking at this transfer window, I think the saga of Sancho, it's not only about not getting him. It's more about the fact that he was hyped up for so long, for so many
Yeah.
months. It was
And
there for
so
the
well
taking.
linked.
Yeah, it was there for the taking. Like it wasn't about rumors that maybe he does not want to come. He wanted to come. That was the most important part. Teenager who's probably one of the biggest generational talents right now, wants to come to United, and that is very rare right now. We cannot say that. Like we don't have that influence anymore. So to
Yep.
say that and
That's
to
true.
miss out on that, I mean, they can say that we can try for him next year for cheaper, but I don't think he's gonna come now. Like like for him,
So
hmm,
so one last question was that I had. Sorry to cut you off. The last question I had was basically how do these transfer signings impact your predictions on United finishing in the top four, or if
see,
it does at all?
here's the thing. If we had signed a centre back, I would have been a bit upbeat. Right now, I don't think they're gonna get the top four. I think fifth and sixth is again back online because also because the other teams that we didn't expect at all, Everton and Aston Villas and Leicester's. I mean, Leicester we did kind of expect that they will be around the top four, but Tottenham have improved. Arsenal have improved a lot. Now they've got Thomas Partey, which we'll probably come to later. But
Yeah.
every team has improved. I think that this time it's about the top eight instead of the top six or the top four. Like you'd have to be a good team to be in the top
Yeah,
eight.
I don't look past top two, so
Yeah, I think let's see after last week, right?
I don't want to say that. I know people are going to at me, so I'm not going to sit and comment on Liverpool at all. So if you are looking at this and if you are watching this, do not look at me and do not look at my t-shirt. So yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you on the fact that it
Yeah.
could be a very interesting race to the top eight now.
Hmm.
Because even I mean, apart from Sheffield, I think everyone else is in there and pretty much grind it out. Now it's just an inclusion of Everton as well. So I would have to say that you know these signings, in my opinion at least, and they're not going to make an impact. It's going to be the same shit, same United all over again until they change the owners. So that's my opinion. I think the owners have to change so you can see some results on the pitch.
The problem is
Because it's very
I
clear
was
that Ole is not making any decisions.
yeah, I was reading an article where they were talking about the owners, and I remember them saying that the problem for the owners is even if they want to sell it, the club is apparently too big to sell, which is a term. And it's the fact that because it has such a big reach and because it is so expensive and because the responsibility is so big, a lot of people don't want to get into that.
Hmm. That's
And
very interesting, actually.
so it doesn't seem like the owners are going to go anywhere. And our
Wow.
only hope right now is that either they come to light. I remember Everard saying, talking about this when he had mentioned
A
that,
very emotional
yeah,
conversation.
not this one where they lost 6-1, but before that as well. I think
Yeah.
last week he had
Yeah.
spoken where he had mentioned that one of the owners, one of the Glazers, they are actually very fond of the club, as in like they do care about the club. But the problem is that they're not there for every match, and they get there. news about the club from people under them. And apparently, those people are Ed
Yeah.
Woodward and a guy who's the boss of Ed Woodward. So, I mean, if they
Yeah.
keep saying that everything is good, we are signing players, we signed 4 players, everything is fine,
Hmm.
then probably the owners think that yeah, everything's fine. But
Yeah.
if in the future they do find out that you know they do find out that the club is in a dire, they might act on it. We can only hope so.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a pleasure discussing this, and clearly you seem like a little pessimistic about the season, but I hope that every one of you United fans can also feel that way. So, congratulations,
I
United.
mean,
You all have signed another Joker and Tellis as well.
I mean,
So,
I've been pessimistic for 6 years now, so can't
you
really say.
set your expectations low. That's what matters the most.
Also, this is the first time we are doing a video like this, so it'll be great for to know how people react to this because we want to try new things. We want to see how people react to such new things. Obviously, a podcast for like an hour can get tiring. Like you guys don't want to hear our voices so long. We understand that.
It's true. That's true.
Yeah,
No, but like I mean, I think it's going to be a really interesting format, and I hope you guys can also enjoy it. Obviously, we love all your suggestions, and we read everything that you send us. So continue doing that. Very optimistic about this kind of a growth, and thank you very much for 300 subscribers.
yeah,
Hopefully, we will reach PewDiePie very soon. So only 92 million and some other ridiculous number left. So hopefully you can help us achieve our goal. And thank you very much for supporting us once again. I don't know the outro. Chopra probably just added away.
yep. I
Cheers,
will.
guys. Thanks a lot.
Cheers.